Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to toy-polloi. I'm at Super Festival in Tokyo. It's April the 28th and it's a lovely sunny morning, and this is a really, really busy show. So not one I've been to before. It took us about 50 minutes actually to get into the place, and as you can see behind me, it is heaving with stuff. There's a whole mixture of modern and vintage toys. And it's going to take quite a long time to wander around and just see what's about. I'm hoping to meet up with a couple of friends here as well, so I'll just see who I see as I wander around. But this is certainly a lot busier and a lot more sort of packed than the normal shows that I go to back in the UK. Right, well, I'm back outside again. It's been about an hour of wandering around, and it's absolutely heaving with people. Really loads and loads of stuff there to look at. Some of the prices, I would say, are a little on the high side, but some really nice sort of rare, odd items just to take a look at. I like looking at the weird, sort of an amazing Gatchaman things that I've never seen before, but all a bit out of my budget. But I was able to pick up a few nice bits, so we'll head on back to toy-polloi in the UK in a couple of weeks' time, and I'll show you what I got. Well, I'm now back in the UK and I've had a chance to sort out all of the bits that I picked up at Superfest. It was a pretty fun place to go. It's called the International Model and Toys Super Festival and it's been going for quite a few years. It's not something I'd actually heard of before, but when I said that I was going to Tokyo, a few of my friends said, "Oh, are you going to Super Festival?" So I thought I might as well. I've got the floor plan here so you can see how many sort of stalls there were. It's quite a busy place and it really did take quite a long time to get around and was really packed with people. So it was quite an event to go to, and I would have to say pretty similar to toy fairs that we have here in the UK. It certainly smelt the same, that sort of musty smell that you get from old toys, and it was crowded like they are here. The only difference I would say is that it was much more expensive to get in. When I go to a toy fair here it cost me £4 at the most. To get into Super Festival cost about £12 or £13, so I thought it was rather a lot to get into a toy fair, and especially as I was there with Mrs. Toy-polloi as well, we spent nearly sort of £25–30 to get into this toy fair. But we were on holiday and it was something that I wanted to do, and it was certainly worth it, as you can see by all the bits that I have here. So let's take a look at these. First up we'll look at the Microman thing at the back, which was probably my favourite item that I picked up. Now this is the Founders set for Microman. It's a reissue, sort of reworking of figures from, I can't say exactly when, I can't remember, it's fairly recent, within the last sort of 15–20 years, which to me is pretty recent. And this has a barefoot time traveller. As you can see, his feet are bare rather than wearing little shoes, in various different colours to sort of commemorate the stages and the history of Microman, because Microman was originally based on the G.I. Joe figures, so that's why he is in a flesh colour there, and I mean the 12-inch G.I. Joe figures, which we know over here as Action Man. He then turned into the Henshin Cyborg, so there was a clear plastic version of him there, and he was later sort of turned into King Walder, which is a purple one here. In the UK we would know that as a Muton, and then Android A. If you've watched my video on Toy Cats visiting there recently, you'll know that I picked up an Android A, and that's another version of a Henshin Cyborg, and that is in a sort of clear black plastic colour. So it was a nice pack to pick up. I think I paid 3,000 yen for this, so that's about 20 odd pounds, something like that, so slightly over 20 pounds. So pretty good price, I thought, so sort of £5-ish a figure, and it's something that I wanted. I have a couple of these figures that Jeremy from Tokyo Toy has sort of modified and changed the sort of bits around, but I wanted an original set of them, so I picked those up. Then we have the real thing that I was after, which was bots. Now these are sort of Transformers aimed at children of a young age, and I don't think they've been released anywhere but in Japan, so I managed to pick up a couple of packs of those, and these are sort of cute little Transformers that transform into everyday objects. I put up this pack here. This was 1,000 yen. You get 5 figures in it. You get one that turns into a piece of pizza, one, not quite sure what that is, but it's hard to say. I'll have to look at that when I get it out of the box. That's a blender. That one looks like some sort of coffee mug or, I don't know, coffee pot or something. And then we get a random figure in there. And I also put a couple of other random packets with unknowns in them. So we will open those shortly at the end of the video. And I bought also one more choro-Q figure. Now choro-Q, again, is a sort of cute Japanese super deformed version of Transformers, and these do transform. This is Ironhide, and I've been collecting these for quite a few years now. Every time I go to Tokyo I always pick up a few more of them. I think they've actually stopped sort of making them, so you just have to buy them on the second-hand market. But this one is one I didn't have, and for 500 yen it seemed quite good value. We'll just open them up so you can have a quick look at him. So you can see there we've got a cute little Ironhide, and he will transform very easily into another figure. I've not transformed this one before, so let's just sort of work out how we do it. Oh, there we go. Transform those bits, push those bits in there. I guess his little wheels go up, and there you go, he's in his alternative car mode. I just like the fact these are quite cute little things. I've got quite a collection of them, and just think they're quite nice, so always worth grabbing them if you see them. But let's get on to opening up these bots and seeing what these mystery items are that are in these packets here. Well, let's just grab one of these and we'll open it up. These were 500 yen, so I think that's about £3, £3.50, something like that. And you just have to pull this tab on the back here, so we can see what's in there. another little bit to open. How do I open this then? Is it a tear apart? Oh, there we go, tear that apart. And inside we have the little Bot Pot figure. So that to me looks like a tiny little coffee cup with some marshmallows on the front. And I'm guessing we just have to sort of pull some of these bits out. Oh, there you go. He's got tiny little legs there and tiny little hands. That's quite a cute little figure, and that's why I wanted to get these, because they just don't release them here in the UK, and I think they are quite cute little things. You can rotate his little head a bit. Oh, I see. That's what you're supposed to do. Rotate his head round. So when he's like that, you can't see his little face. And then we can put his legs down, put his arms out, and rotate him round, and there you see that's the little coffee cup transformer. That's pretty cool. Let's open the next one, see what that's like. Hopefully I haven't got the same one. Always with these blind bags, you never know really what you're going to get. And hopefully it's not one that I've got in the other pack there. What have we got there? I'm not really sure what that is. It could be, who knows? I was going to say deodorant stick. I'm not really sure what that is. Again, you just have to sort of randomly pull these and work them out. Oh, there's his little angry face. He's got some arms there and some legs that flip down from the front. Now I've no idea what that's supposed to be, but if you do, drop me a line and yeah, let me know, because it's weird. I'm sure there might be a little instruction pack in there. Shall we see what's in there? Maybe there's a description. If it's in Japanese, I'll get some translation going on it. Let's see what this one is. The other one was fairly obvious. This one is Nobio. Oh, I'm guessing I was right, a deodorant stick. If his name is Nobio, that's a sort of pun on BO, isn't it? So there you go, he must be a deodorant stick. Let's open up the other pack and we'll see what that one is called. Now that I look at these in more detail, they do actually have names. It's just written on the back. I should have noticed that. So on the back here it says Chief Cherry, so I guess that's a bit of cherry pie. Then we've got Flat Flower Face, so that's some sort of flour shaker or something, I guess. Then we have Splatter Batter, so it is a sort of food mixer thing. And the final one is called Recipe Cooker, so it is a sort of little rice cooker. But let's get these open. I'm just going to clear a little space here. Let's open the little blind bag one first. So put that tab off and we'll see what we have in here. That is, what we're going to call that, that's a little watering can, I suppose, isn't it? It's got a little watering can bit there. Yeah, a little watering can. Let's see what he transforms into. Pull those bits out. And needs quite small fingers to transform these. There we go, there's the little eyes in there. And then there's some feet down there. Well, you do need quite tiny hands to do this. So there you go, little transforming watering can. That's pretty cool. And we'll open up the rest of this. I've got a knife here just so I can cut the pack open. And we can take all of these out. And here we go. So that was the little rice cooker thing, I'm going to say, or some sort of little pressure cooker. It turns into something. What is that? A pressure cooker? I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be. It's a bit odd. Again, these are sort of Japanese related toys, so it might be the things that we just don't have here and don't recognise. I will ask some of my Japanese friends what they think this guy is supposed to be, but he looks pretty cool. That was the little blender sort of mixing bowl thing. And again, you can just about work out how he sort of transforms. I'm going to say something like that. Is that his face? I think that must be his face. So there you go, that's his little blender face there. And that was the cherry pie one. Let's try and work this out. Oh, so there's a foot. Oh, I guess you have to rotate those around a bit. Yep. Spin those round, there's a foot, so his arms must be here somewhere. Yep, there you go, there's the sort of cherry pie character. And then finally we have this thing, which was something to do with flour. Not really sure, again, what that is. Let's sort of transform it down.
See if we can work out what that is supposed to be. Not really sure. So again, if you've got any suggestions, drop me a line. As with all toys, it does actually help to read the instructions, which is something I hadn't bothered really doing with this. So we've got batter splatter, which we had worked out is the sort of blender one. Where did I put him? That one there, sort of a blender. And then this one is called flat flower face. And it turns out that he's supposed to be a rolling pin. So that's what he is in his alternate mode. You roll it over, and I guess it does sort of look like a rolling pin, so that's something I should have looked at. Then of course we have nozzle knot, yeah, so that is a little watering can. But the one that I was very sort of mystified with is called Lucaneer, which is this one here. I'm still none the wiser. I don't really know what that's supposed to be, so yeah, if you do work that one out, drop me a line. So there we go, there's the bits that I picked up at Super Festival. I have to say I didn't buy a great deal, just these sort of small amounts, and that's mainly because the prices seemed quite high. There's a lot of very specialist sellers there, and a lot of the vintage stuff just was out of my price bracket. But I'm pleased with what I got. I'm glad I've got some of these bots. They're very strange little things, but they're sort of quite charming in their own way. It says that there's at least 74 to collect, so I think I've got a long way to go. I've only got the 7 that I picked up here. And this Microman Founders Pack is something that I did want, so I was pleased to get that. And if I'm there next year and Super Festival is on, I will certainly go again. Even though it's expensive to get in, I did like looking at all the old toys, and you do see some things that you've never seen anywhere else before. So it's a real fun couple of hours there, just sort of rummaging around. I'm sure I could have spent a lot more time rummaging and searching, but we had other things that we wanted to do. So I hope my video on Super Festival in Tokyo, Japan has been of interest to you, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos. You can also follow toy-polloi on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
And I think I may have just worked out what this last bot is supposed to be. Is it going to dish soap? I'm going to say that's a little sort of dispenser on the top there, and it's sort of, yeah, I was going to say that's a dish soap dispenser or soap dispenser of some kind. So I think I've worked them all out now.